Hey yo, what's good with y'all boys, man? Back to the next fine video. Before I get into it today, man, just remind you guys to leave a thumbs up on the video. It helps me out a lot, and also lets me know you guys enjoy these types of videos. And also, I want you guys to watch the video from start to finish, man. The most important thing is probably at the end, but I do want you guys to watch it from start to the end because you will get everything you need to know. And with that being said, let's go ahead and get right into this shit, man. All right, so thing number one, the thing you guys really need to get down first, and probably the most obvious one, is your sensitivity. Obviously everybody's gonna have their own different sensitivity. Nobody is gonna really be rocking the same sensitivity. So here my mouse sensitivity is 19, but my DPI is 3200 on my mouse. And also here I have my ADS sensitivity. This is for snipers. So for snipers, you also do want to kind of tune down your ADS sensitivity, but with your regular sensitivity, low zoom, keep it 1.0. It's fine, it's perfect. You don't need to worry about anything. Mouse acceleration, you can keep this off as well. This doesn't really do anything. It's not really worth putting on, and if anything, I think it kind of like makes your game stutter a little bit sometimes if you don't have the right rig. So yeah, make sure you guys use the right sensitivity for you. I started out with 8, then I moved up to 13, and then 13 kind of felt a little too stiff for me, so then kind of found a sweet spot with 19. I was kind of teetering and messing with 20 and 21, but I kind of found my sweet spot at 19. It's pretty fast, which is what I want, so I'm able to hit these guys where they're going left and right and all the strafing and doing all those other things. It's perfect for me. So make sure you guys use whatever is perfect for you. Make sure you guys test these things out multiple games. Getting your sensitivity down is probably the most important thing that you can probably do. It's also the most basic thing you guys can probably do. And thing number 2, guys, so thing number 2 is going to be mini-map rotation and just looking at your mini-map in general. So to start off, obviously you want to have your mini-map rotation off. If you have your mini-map rotation off, it's going to allow you to it gives you that COD feeling. If you guys play a lot of Call of Duty or you used to play Call of Duty, the way the mini-map moves here, you guys look in top left corner, it's normal, it's COD-like, you know what I mean? So, and turning it off gives you this more static, like it doesn't really rotate with you. You kind of have to look at it. It's really weird in game too when you see enemy shooting. It's just really not good. See how it doesn't move at all? No matter where I turn, it's just staying exactly where it's at. It's literally just following me, right? So make sure you guys have mini-map rotation off, and make sure you guys are also paying attention to your mini-map as well. And when I say pay attention to mini-map, I'm not talking about just looking at the red dots or the yellow dots that are popping up on your mini-map. Also make sure you guys looking at your teammates as well, because your teammates are going to tell you where these guys are spawning at for the most part. As my game crashed. So back to what I was saying, man, before my game kind of like tweaked out. Make sure you guys are looking at your mini-map, not just looking at the red dots. Make sure you're looking at your teammates as well, man. Your teammates are going to tell you where these guys are spawning. If your teammates are spawning at the top of the map, that means most likely the enemies are spawning at the bottom of the map. If your team's spawning to this left side of the mini-map, then the other team's gonna be spawning to the right side of the mini-map. And when it comes to the mini-map, man, you guys want to make sure you're looking at it at every chance you get, man. Every 1 to 3 seconds you get a kill, even before or after you get a kill, make sure you're just looking at your mini-map. You don't have to like stare it down, but just give it a little glance at the top left, because that's how I get a lot of my kills, to be honest, and that's how I'm able to pre-fire a lot of people from time to time, just because I see him on my mini-map. I just got a kill. I know he's gonna be coming around this corner. The thing with this game is what's really different from Call of Duty. With Call of Duty, it's kind of like a static ping. It doesn't really track you. But with X-Defiant, when a person shoots on the minimap, it kind of like tracks them for a couple seconds. So what I mean by that is that, like, if I was to shoot here and then I was to move inside here, it would track me, it would ping me, then it would track me going into this room. So now I know what that person is doing after they shoot. And if you guys get into a game where people are not using suppressors, or they don't have the certain attachments that kind of like reduce that effect on the minimap, then you're in the right spot, man. You're in the right spot, because whenever people shoot, trust me, look at the minimap. Once they shoot, it's gonna ping and it's gonna track for at least like 1 second or like a couple milliseconds after. So it's gonna show you where they move to. So that's a really great thing to keep in mind, man. Make sure you guys are looking at that minimap, not just for a split second, but for multiple seconds throughout the entire game. So on to the next point. So on to tip number 3, guys. I want you guys to use your tacticals more than your lethals. There's only one lethal that I would probably recommend using if you guys wanted to, because it's really helpful. But here, what I want you guys to really go ahead and look at are the flash grenades and the EMP grenades, man. What you see here, flashbang grenades. If you guys ever played against flashbangs, or people that throw flashbangs, man, is so annoying to get these kills. And also I think it's pretty impossible to get those kills, because once you get a flash, not only does it darken your screen or brighten your screen and kind of makes you disoriented, kind of like a concussion grenade, it also makes it so you're not ADSing. So even if you try to spray through the flashbang, you're most likely going to be hip firing and you're not going to get those kills. So not only does it affect you as well, it also affects your teammates and everyone that's around you. So if you know how to play really well with the flashbang, you hit a corner, you see there's 3 people coming at you, 2 people coming at you, you toss that flashbang at the wall, it bounces off, it flashes them, now you can re-peek out again and then just clear everything out, because those guys are not going to be able to kill you, and they're going to be annoyed too, so they're probably going to end up leaving the game if you flashbang them enough. So that's one thing you guys should use. Obviously, as you guys see here that I have equipped that I use a lot, EMP grenades. EMP grenades are mostly used for phantoms. If you guys ever play against a lot of phantoms, EMP grenades are the way to go. It also, you know, helps with diffusing the barbed wire electricity and doing a lot of other things like killing off the spider bots, but I don't really recommend throwing it at spider bots because spider bots are so fast and it just takes so long to throw this EMP grenade. But at the end of the day, it does counter phantoms. So if you guys run into a lot of phantoms, run EMP grenades. If you're playing ranked, EMP grenades, guys, you already know this, phantoms are used the most in rank, so make sure you guys are using your EMP grenades. Last but not least, your proximity mines. Your proximity mines are going to be the ones that I would say you guys should really go to if you're going to pick a lethal. Pick your proximity mine. It takes a pretty long time to throw it down, I'm not gonna lie to you, but it gives you a guaranteed kill. I'm not gonna lie, like 80 to 90% of the time you're gonna get at least 1 kill with this proximity mine. And if you put it in places that are really highly populated, for example, I'm just gonna give an example, you guys are playing on Pueblito, right? In that church area with the platform, if you throw it in that area, in that building, it's just gonna get you a kill every single time. You put it in places like that where it's kind of congested and there's a lot of action, a lot of people trying to walk through it, run through it, dude, gonna get you a lot of kills, maybe even some double kills as well. And it also really helps with getting those kills on the phantoms after they pop their ult. So if you're able to like kind of finesse it and throw your proximity mine, kind of bait the phantom to walk towards you, then, you know, proximity mine goes off, boom, he's dead, and then, you know what I mean, you guys are good to go there. And I'm just gonna go ahead and tell you guys why you shouldn't use these grenades as well. Frag grenades especially, these are the worst things in the game. Do not use this. If you guys are using frag grenades, I'm not gonna lie to you, you are a bot, you're tweaking, because this is not what you want to do. This is a game of movement. You don't want to sit there and cook your grenade with your gun down, so you're gonna most likely get killed. And I've caught so many people trying to cook grenades, and it's just so funny to me because it's like, it's a free kill, you know what I mean? You don't run frag grenades, it's gonna get you killed while you're trying to cook it, and you're like, okay, well, I don't have to cook it, let me just throw it. Well, that's also useless as well, because what you're gonna end up doing is you're gonna throw this grenade at me, and if it's a person like me, you're just gonna run right through it, you know what I mean? You're just gonna run right through it and go ahead and go directly to the kill. And the thing is, after you throw your grenade, you're gonna be pulling your weapon back out, so most likely I'm gonna get first shots on you, and you better have a good fucking shot to kill me, because your gun's gonna be down. So rocking a frag grenade not gonna help. Cooking it really just kind of defeats the purpose of the movement in the game. Just randomly throwing it, letting it just, you know, take time to explode on its own, which, to be honest, it takes a long time to explode in general. Just randomly throwing it and cooking it, it's not really a go-to thing. So onto the sticky grenades. Sticky grenades are more viable than a frag grenade, but it's not as viable as a proximity mine, I think. Sticky grenades, once again, takes time. It puts your gun down, and it's kind of like, if you're in a gunfight, it's you don't want to really peek with your gun down, I feel like, you know what I mean? Whereas the proximity mine, you don't have to really be in action to throw your proximity mine down, right? Sticky grenades, you kind of have to see some action and then throw your grenade. Granted, you know, it blows up a lot quicker than a frag grenade, and honestly, if you hit them directly on, it's gonna stick to them and get you a guaranteed kill. So if you do want to use a grenade, sticky grenade is the one you want to use. Never use a frag grenade, but I highly recommend using a proximity mine over both of those, and flashbang and EMP grenades as well. So on to tip number 4. So on to tip number 4, guys. Tip number 4 is going to be basically movement based. So what you guys want to do is, basically, this is what everyone already knows. If you guys are from Call of Duty, you guys are already kind of familiar with it, but obviously your slide cancel. If you're slide canceling the slide jump, it's going to get you your basic little movement in the game. But another thing that you want to combo with this is, if you're sliding and jumping, you want to move like left and right with it. You want to do like your A and B with it. It gives you that kind of floating levitation type of look. I guess air strafing would be more of the term. You're able to just move left and right midair, something you can't do in COD. In COD, you can only just do that, right? In this game, you're able to go left and right with it. On your screen, it doesn't look like too crazy, but trust me, on the enemy screen, it looks like you're floating. It looks like you're air strafing, and it's really hard to kill you if you're doing something like that. If you guys play in any like lobbies where you have tryhards in there, you know, that's what they're doing. They're going left and right. They're, you know, they're going left and right. They're air strafing. They're doing all this crazy movement shit. That's what you want to do when you're doing your slide canceling. You don't want to just slide cancel in this game, to be honest. But you don't really want to slide cancel in this game to win gunfights. You know what I mean? You want to slide cancel and kind of move as you're doing it, because it fucks them up. And another thing too that you guys can combo with the mini map as well. Tip number 2. If someone is shooting here, for example, right? Let's say they're shooting right there, they're popping up on the mini map. You know they're there. You want to hit this corner the same way you would hit this corner as if you're air strafing. So you want to hit this corner, jump, and kind of like, you know, glide across the middle. And then now you're pretty impossible to kill, especially after they get done getting into a gunfight. You're pretty impossible to kill. They're not going to really expect you to be kind of basically floating in the air. It really guarantees a lot of kills. Whereas if you were to just peek this normally, like in a Call of Duty game, you know, peeking this, you're kind of gonna be killed. I'm pretty sure, even if they get done with the gunfight. The way you're peeking this is kind of basic. This is really like, you're not really moving much. You're left and right. It's not gonna really matter that much until we get to this second part of the tip 4, right? So the second part of tip 4 is gonna be crouching, guys. If you guys are able to crouch while you're getting a gunfight, it's gonna really help out a lot, man. It's gonna help out so much, because if you guys saw one of my last videos, I played a guy that was just spam crouching, right? And I don't even know if you get disoriented while you're crouching. Okay, so you do get disoriented while you're crouching, but it's still a really W move to do. And honestly, if you're playing in MK lobbies, man, you really want to put that on every single time you can do it, because I don't know why, you know what I mean, but crouching is so good in this game. It kind of like makes it so if you're aiming like head level, right, for mouse, you have to kind of like, you know what I mean, tilt that down, and that's kind of a hard adjustment. You know what I mean? You want to, if you're really good at the game, you know the basics, you want to shoot head level, chest level at least, you know what I mean? So if you're shooting chest level, they drop down, their chest level is going to be where their legs are now, you know what I mean? So that's a kind of a quick adjustment that you would have to make against people that are crouching. And if you're crouching, I'm not really that good at it, because I don't really crouch, and the way my keybinds are set up, like it's just really bad for me. But if you have your keybinds set up perfectly, you're able to crouch and do it. I can do it from time to time, but I have to really focus in and lock in when I do it. But it's really helpful, trust me, guys. Spamming your crouch is probably the best thing you can do in this game. I'm not gonna lie. Even in comboing it with your slide jump or your air strafe, just like doing that, and then, you know, little something like that. It looks really basic, you know, on screen right now, but trust me, if your enemy is looking at you, if you're in MK lobbies, you're gonna be a very hard kill. So make sure you guys are crouching, as well as slide canceling, air strafing, doing all that stuff, jumping as well. Obviously, we all know. Don't quote me on this, but I think it resets, you know what I mean? So if you're jumping a lot, 1 2 3, and then I start crouching a lot, it doesn't really activate until I get to that 4th crouch. Same with the jump. Once I get to that 4th jump, it activates. So if I did 3 jumps and 3 crouches, you know what I mean, you're basically, they better have a good shot, you feel me? So on to tip number 5, man. And honestly, tip number 5 is not something that I can really show in the shooting range, but I am going to show a clip of my gameplay. Okay guys, so tip number 5 is going to be kind of confusing if you don't really understand what I mean by this, but or how the game plays, I should say, or how you should play. I'm not a pro or anything, but I feel like this is something that, you know, it's really not looked upon a lot. So this is going to go back to paying attention to what's going on, picking your fights, making sure you guys are picking the right fights, and making sure you guys are not letting that first initial name determine who you're going to kill and when you're going to kill them. And what I mean is, when most people see names pop up, they immediately go to kill that person, or they immediately go and try to chow them, or whatever the case may be. Pick your fights and pick your positioning, and make sure you're good, because as you guys see here, I'm already weak, you know what I mean, from a previous gunfight. So what's going to happen is, I'm going to fast forward a little bit here, and you guys aren't going to be able to see this, but as I'm hitting this corner here, there's a guy is running toward me. I see his nameplate running toward me here, right? But I'm low health, so before I take that fight, I'm going to try to heal up first. Obviously, I want to heal outside of his peripheral. I want to heal outside of his view. Obviously, I'm pretty sure he knows I'm here, but I want to take as much time as I can healing before I take that fight. So here, what most people would do at this point right here, they would want to double back and chow him because they saw his name, right? you kind of want to throw off your timings as well. You know what I mean? Because this is a pretty basic thing that people do in Call of Duty as well. They will go hit a corner and then they run back out and try to challenge that person. But like I said, I want to get my health back, and I also want to throw off his timing, because I know in my head, I know the distance and basically how long it's going to take for him to get there. So, and I'm also relying on my ears as well too. So as I fast forward here, guess what? Boom, another guy pops up here. So in my head, I'm like, oh shit, okay, I'm cornered. There's a guy on my right and there's a guy directly in front of me. What do I do first? Well, obviously we take this gunfight here first, because if we double back, guys, if we double back to kill that guy to our right, we most likely would have died to this guy ahead of us. So that's another reason why you don't want to instantly reach out, because it could be more people coming from different angles. So obviously we fast forward here, we kill this guy, we clean him up, and as I'm shooting this guy, I hear this guy to my right, so I know he's even closer, right? So we kill him, right? And what do I do? What do I do here? I kill him and immediately start pre-firing right here, because I hear him coming and I know he saw me hit that corner because I saw him, you know what I mean? And I end up dying here. But the moral of the story is to pay attention. Don't just take the initial gunfights that you see immediately, right? Don't let the first name dictate your gunfight. There's a guy, like I said, there's a guy right here. There's a guy in that area right there to my right. There's a guy to my right. I'm kind of like pointing, but you guys can't really see it. But there's a guy to my right here. His name pops up to my right. I know he's there. He knows I'm here, which is why he turned and tried to hit this corner on me, because, you know, he sees me, I see him. I go to try to heal. I also want to throw off his timing. Turns out there's a guy in front of me. We take care of him first. He's our top priority. We want to get him killed as soon as possible. We're looking for headshots here. We're looking for upper body shots. We're looking for everything that's going to deal the most and the quickest damage possible. You know, we're hitting him in the head. Get a headshot there. We got 2 headshots. We're hitting body shots right here. Perfect. You know what I mean? We got him out quickly. Now what we need to do, I hear him again. Like I said, guys, I hear him as well. So I know he's coming. I kind of know his timing exactly now, since I can hear him. I immediately turn. Once I turn, I start pre-firing. We get that kill because we hear him. We know he's coming beforehand to start off with, and then obviously we die afterwards. So my thing here, guys, is to take into account. Pick your battles. Do not immediately chow things when you don't have to chow them. Make sure you get your health back first. Every bit of health counts in this game. I can't count how many times I've survived gunfights where I'm 1 health. You know what I mean? Imagine if I took that gunfight at 99 health or 96 health or 86 health. I would be dead. I would lose that gunfight. You know what I mean? So make sure you guys are valuing your health more than anything, and also trying to read these guys, trying to outsmart every guy you guys encounter. Because like I said, if I come here, if I would have took this gunfight to my right, I most likely would have lost it, or I would have had to pull some shit out of my ass to win that gunfight. You know what I mean? Play it safe when you need to play it safe, and make sure you guys are kind of outsmarting the enemy, because this isn't a guaranteed kill situation right here. You know what I mean? So make sure you guys are trying to outsmart your opponent, throw out the timing as much as you can, and then obviously use everything that you know to win gunfights. Pre-firing, jumping, crouching, air strafing, everything that you can possibly think of to win these gunfights. Because the way I kill this guy ahead of me, what I do the most out of anything else, if I can kind of like click on here. So what I do the most, if you guys watch my gameplay, right, I jump a lot. I jump and air strafe a lot, right? So here I'm using everything to my advantage here. I'm jumping, I'm air strafing, as you guys can see, jumping left and jumping right. You don't want to just jump vertically, you know what I mean? You want to also make sure you're moving left and right with it, because it makes you a harder kill, right? So make sure you guys use every tool that I told you guys. It helps a lot. Sensitivity, mini map awareness, you know, timing, making sure you guys understand where these people are at, and make sure you guys are also using everything to your advantage. You know, flashbangs, stun grenade, or flashbangs, EMPs, bouncing betties, or proximity mines, whatever you want to call them. Make sure you guys using those things to your advantage, because if you do, you're able to pull off things like this. Obviously the guy that I was shooting at was not good, right? On the second, this guy wasn't good, right? But it still got me a kill regardless. It doesn't matter if it's good or not. I'm implementing everything that I know to try to kill this guy, because if I didn't pre-fire him, I probably would have lost it. If I didn't pre-fire him, I probably would have lost that gunfight, because I was still around here. I'm getting shot to my side here, so I'm not 100% health. And then this guy in front of me also gets a couple of shots on me as well, right? So if I wasn't full health right there, if I didn't pre-fire him right there, you know what I mean, I probably would have lost that gunfight. So with that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I also hope this helped you guys a lot. It's kind of hard for me to explain the situation and kind of like what I'm thinking when I'm doing this stuff. I don't know if it made any sense to you guys, but the big thing is, like, do not just pursue names, right? Do not just pursue the name. When you see the name, don't just immediately act like you have to kill this guy right here, right now. You don't have to, especially if they're somewhat far from you. You don't have to do it. Just throw off the timing. You know what I mean? Take that, you know, take this left route that I took, take some time, come back, and then retrial them instead of just hitting this corner right here and then picking out or just taking it head on to begin with. So hope you guys enjoyed the video. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video.